Hello, this is Ryan Burkhart, and today I'm going to explain how to set the valve or tappet clearances with adjustable tappets or lifters on the Model A engine. So I'm using the Les Andrews book, and it's got a very good explanation of how to do this, but I just wanted to do a little visual here to show you how it's done, especially if you've got the engine in the car. Mine is out. This is my spare engine. But if you start out at a certain position, trying to understand where these are at. But really when you do this, you should take the head off, and you should be able to check all the valves out, make sure everything's functioning normal, even lap the valves if you're going to do a full valve job, get everything cleaned up and put back together. But we're gonna just start at top dead center. So what I've got here, you can use the crank, hand crank. I've got actually the socket, and I'm just gonna move it as I go. But really, when you adjust these, and I'm gonna kind of do this as I go, from top dead center, you're gonna move it a quarter turn. And what you want is you want to get all of the cylinders lined up. Now when you do that, you're going to start out by having 5 and 7 open. So when you go through the Les Andrews book, it actually goes through step by step, and this becomes step 4 in the version I have. So valves 7 and 5 are now open. So when you have this, you can do two things. You're going to be able to measure valves 2 and 4, and you are able to adjust the open valves 7 and 5. So when you go through these, you're going to need to make some measurements, and every step of the way document, and you're going to adjust as you go. The clearances I used are 15 for the exhaust, 15 thousandths, and 12 thousandths for the intake. Les Andrews is saying 15 and 13. But that's what I use. So do your research and go through it. But now what I'm going to show you is we can now look. We've got 5 and 7 are open. So as you can see here, you've got the adjustable tappets exposed. So you'll take 2 flat small wrenches and you'll be able to go ahead and adjust those. But with this, we're going to be able to measure number 4 and number 2. So you'll need a set of feeler gauges, and I've got mine right here. So when you go through these, follow Les Andrews book, and you will be able to adjust them real easy. All right, so you're going to need a 1/2 inch and a 7/16 wrench, and with the valves that are open, again 5 and 7 are open, we can adjust those. So we're going to place this wrench in here, and this will hold the tappet in place, and when we put the other wrench in, we'll be able to adjust it. So if you think about it, if you want to make the gap tighter, you're going to loosen it. So you're going to lefty-loosey, and it'll close the gap. And if you want to make the gap larger, we're going to go righty-tighty. Now for every revolution, for about 1/6 of a revolution, it's about 7 thousandths. And this came from the FordGarage.com. So check that site out too. A lot of great information, but that's where I got my information. So if you do this, we're going to adjust these two, and then we can go do our next crank, and we'll be able to adjust the next ones that have come up. All right, so now I'm going to take my feeler gauge, and I'm going to go ahead and insert it between the valve and tappet. And you want to just go through, it should just go in there nice and easy. If you put the next size in and it sticks, that's it, you're good to go. So you're going to do that to each one, go through the revolutions, and you'll be able to do it. So once you've measured 2 and 4, you are going to write that down, and you're going to go to the next section with the next set of valves. And to do that, you're going to turn it 1/2 turn. And so when you do that, again, 1/2 turn, the cylinders will all be lined up. But at this point now, 1 and 6 are open. So now you can adjust 1 and 6. And while 1 and 6 are open, you can measure 3 and 8. So it's a lot of rotating, a lot of revolutions, but you should be able to get this done if you work efficiently within an hour or so or less. I took a little time. I was learning as I went. So now that we got all of our tappet clearances adjusted, we're done. We're ready to go. So I've put my drive in, I've got my spring in, and you probably saw that when I started. But once you get these adjusted, you can move on to the next steps of the engine assembly. And hope you have luck, and hopefully enjoy your vehicle, enjoy your build, and take care.